went through the toughest time in my life.
I feel so tired.
15 years ago, I experienced the most unforgettable moments in my life.
I feel I'm not enough.
I broke up with my first girlfriend. I left my former school, which is my favorite school, and transferred to a different school, but it's not the same as before.
I did already my plan when I came here in the Philippines. I was far from home, far from my parents and my friends. But you know, the time that I decided to finish my things, it is not the time that I doing now.
I lost my mother, and it really changed my life. I feel like so dumb. I feel so uncomfortable of my life because my mother was the one who gave so much to me, but I neglect and I don't give importance to those things that my mother gives me. But I was able to complain to God why this happened to me.
When all along, all those things that I identified to be around me were actually inside me. So after all the adrenaline and the adventure wore off, I was back to myself again, just as I was in my country, utterly discouraged, lacking equanimity, yet trying to fit it into this world of leadership. I wanted to be the best, but I felt the worst. I wanted to lead, but I felt invincible. I wanted to pastor, but I was paralyzed by paranoia.
Sa aming pamilya, ako lang yung nag-iisang Adventist. At pag may nakikita akong mga pamilyang kompleto, nasasaktan ako kasi ang gusto ko, mag-give up na ako.
I was so distracted by social media instead of focusing on my studies. I felt isolated from the world, and I feel like I cannot keep going anymore. I feel like giving up.
That time, I was questioning God. Why is my mother? Why He take my mother's life? Because I know there's a lot of irresponsible mother out there who don't care for their children. But why is my mother? Because I know my mother is kind and responsible mother for us.
But then, God came.
Living life without a mother is very hard for me. I got nowhere to run. But God opened His arms again to me. I started reading the Bible. I started attending church services. And I appreciate God, the blessings that He has given to me. He has given another open doors and windows to my life. And I was blessed until now.
Let me tell you how God changed my life. Now, I'm not stressful like before. Because I believe God is able to hold me. God is able to make my plan according to His will, not my will. I'm a better person now because I do not depend on myself. I depend on God's will.
Somehow, I started to kneel down and pray to God, asking God to help me in my life. And if He wants me to keep moving forward in my life, I ask Him to give me a sign that He is still with me. And then when I open my eyes, I directly look to my Bible on my desk and randomly open to the book of Isaiah 43 verse 2. And it says that when I go through deep waters, God is still with me. Meaning to say that whatever trials that come in my way, God will always be with me through the good and bad times in my life.
Nabago ako dahil sa isang kaibigan. Noon kasi ako ay hindi Adventist. Converted lang ako. Pero dahil sa kaibigan na naging matalik na kaibigan, naging sa ay kasin ko din siya. Sa yung nag-invite sa akin para maging Seventh-day Adventist. Doon ako nabago. Lahat ng mga bisyo ko noon natanggal dahil sa isang kaibigan. Tinulungan niya ako para ma-change yung buhay ko. Nag-preach sa akin, nag-Bible study sa akin at kinaibigan niya ako para mapalapit sa Panginoon.
But the interesting thing is, I still got up every morning and I tried my best every day. That's all anyone can do, really. Keep trying. God has taught me that it's not enough to try alone. So I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to feel vulnerable. I don't want to feel like a disappointment. I don't want to be the person who prays depression away for others, but I still struggle with it myself. Yes, I've struggled, but I still worship God.
So my fellow brothers and sisters,
From what you've heard from me,
From me,
Heard from me.
from me,
even though we come from different places, different backgrounds,
we still go through trials in life.
there are times where we feel like, oh, we cannot keep going. We cannot keep moving forward.
And there are times we feel we're all alone, but we're not.
Because Jesus is always there to comfort us.
to help us and to guide us along the way so that we could achieve our goals.
So guys, never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Never, ever give up. Keep moving forward, keep trusting in God, and everything will be okay.
Never give up.